If you do not have your materials, pause this video right now and grab your materials. So in today's mini lesson, we talked about ordering fractions. And when we're ordering fractions, we want to think of that tip and trick that first has to do with comparing each fraction to the halfway point. So before every single problem, what you'll want to do is you are going to want to write an M, an L, or an E above it so that we can know where to go from there. So what is half of 3? Half of 3 is 1 1/2. So then you ask yourself, is 2 more than 1 1/2? Yes, so you're going to put an M above it. Then you move on to the next one. What is half of 4? Well, half of 4 is 2. Is 1 more than 2? No. Is it equal to 2? No. Is it less than 2? Yes. So let's put an L above it. Now we move on. What's half of 6? Half of 6 is 1, or half of 6 is 3. Is 1 more than 3? No. Is it equal to 3? No. Is it less than 3? Yes. So when we're ordering our fractions, we know that 2/3 is always going to be more. So we're going to write 2/3 last if we're ordering them from least to greatest. So I'm going to cross that off. I've already organized that. Now we look at our last two remaining fractions. Think of our tips and tricks. When the numerator is the same, the smaller the denominator, the bigger the fraction. So in this case, 1/4 is the next largest, and our smallest is 1/6. See how easy that was? All right, now I want for you to pause this video and go ahead and order from least to greatest, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2. Go ahead and go. All right, so now that you've done that, let's go ahead and check and see our halfway point. What's half of 4? 2, so this is least or less. What's half of 8? 4, and that's less. And this is equal to 1/2. So we know that these two fractions are less than 1/2, and this one's more, or equal. So that means that it's technically more than the rest of the fraction. So that's going to be your largest fraction. We don't have the same denominator, we don't have the same numerator, so now we're going to have to find that common denominator. So the least common multiple for 4 and 8, so if you listed out your multiples, you have 4 and 8 and 8. So our least common multiple is 8. One of our fractions already has 8 as a denominator, so we're only going to change 1/4. So 1/4 equals something over 8. 4 times 2 equals 8. And 1 times 2, my handwriting on this is really bad, equals 2. So which one's larger, 2/8 or 3/8? Well, the next largest is 3/8. And then finally, our smallest is 2/8. So remember your tips and tricks, and if you can narrow it down to 2 fractions and comparing, makes it so much easier. Good luck on your exit ticket.